Assalamu alaikum guys, I hope you're all fine. So today I'm going to create a simple helpers file in our React Native applications, in which I'm creating a simple generate functions just like API which I created in our previous video with React.js, where I create a simple HTTP request function get port post where we can create hit any API which is post get put with single function, and we're just controlling with the params. So here also I will do that for Firebase. So I already create a project, and in which I simply create a URL folder in our src folders you can see on my screen, and in this I will create a helper-2.js file. I already created a helpers file, and I already done some functions so for my practice. So the other file contains empty, and I'm going to create another functions file. Let's see. First of all, I declare a variable which is helpers is equal to null object, or you can say empty object. And in this I'm going to create a first method which is a get method, which is helpers dot get data once, and it is function and try catch. We'll go to try catch, and we go to talk where we can find a simple get function one time read, and I will pick this and paste on this. So here is I'm returning response where I declare that constant response is equal to await async, and I'm going to make this async function because I use await Firestore. So before that I also need to import this in our file, so that import it. So basically in this function I need a collection name, so it will make generic for any collection which I pass from this function. So it's a collection name which I pass it to this params, and all we need to do is this, and also return error. Okay, same goes with if we have a collection with ID. So we do this function, copy this function and paste it here, and same with this, and we need another parent which is ID, or you can say dog ID, whatever you want to name. Just remind that you need or you may have to define naming conventions accurately, or maybe close to what you want to do. Okay, these two functions we will use. We'll go in the index file, and I'll import it by after commenting with the previous file. Import helpers from util helpers2 file, and I'm going to get helpers. Sorry, I have to export this helper from the file where we create functions, and it will now give initialize the functions whichever required. So I have a user collection in my database. You can see it right here, users. You can so we can use it like that. Also, if we need a user with any ID, let's suppose we have an ID like this, so we can use this function, copy this ID and sorry, yeah. And we do get data once, so we have get data once with ID, so it will be get data once with ID, I'll be fine. And after that we will do one more thing, that is inserting data. Go to the doc and copy your right, add data, and add data collection, insert data without ID. So in this collection it will generate ID by default, and we just have to provide a data variable which have a data which we want to insert on our user collection, and we can use it same as we are using this. And we just need to pass two params, which is one is collection and the second is data. One is collection and the second is data. Yeah, now we go to another function, which is I want to add a document which ID which I give to, so I will use this function set, copy this function with ID, and we use set, and also we use doc, which is our ID for the document which we going to insert. And here I want another param which is ID, which I put in this, so it becomes generic for this function, and we use that same as there. Just need to put extra parameter in our function calling, and just like that we can use update and delete it. I'm going to copy it, paste it, another paste it, update doc and delete doc. The update doc, the functions, I'm going to copy the function which I want, this, and copy it, update ID, collection name, and data which I want to update. So all do with update, and same goes for delete, which we need only delete, yeah, only need ID for delete, because we don't need to set any data, we only need to delete, so we need ID and collection function. Also there's one thing I want to explain you, that this response gives you the whole, not whole data, but whole data with some extra params which we really don't need in that function. So we use dot doc. If we dot docs, it will give you only data arrow which have your all data within IDs and anything which we are required or we may use in our functions on that we are calling. So this also goes for this, also good for this, also good for this. These all functions will be required, so it will really help. So if you are going to have a different collection, so you can get it just single line function. You can use it in any components where you want to fetch the data, or any component where you want to fetch with ID, if you want to insert data from the components. So it's really helpful. It's really helpful for you to create these functions, and you can also use these query params Yes, the limits, the only parameter you give is limit, and also you may need to give this a strings if you want to wear filter. If you don't want to wear filter, you don't need to put this. You can create simple functions for limit, for wear limit, and different multiple functions you want. You can create, you can put it writing into this file, so it will be really helpful and reduce your work and reduce your code lines. So thank you. If you like my video, please like, share, subscribe, and do watch my video and comments below it. Allah Hafiz.